Welcome back to the Urban Ranch version 2.0, episode 2. In this video, we now see that the foundation wall around the new addition has been poured. You can see in the top left of the video there, guys are digging down because we're going to have to make a junction between that new poured foundation wall and the original foundation wall of the home. Now, the original foundation of the wall of the home was made out of stone, as you can see on the back of the house. What we've done is we've consulted with our building envelope engineer, Gary Mays, to provide the solution for how to make this connection between the two foundations. And again, this isn't going to be just for holding up the corners of the home, but we also want to consider waterproofing issues potentially down the road. Whenever you have two materials coming together in a subgrade manner, we want to try and ensure that this will be a waterproofed connection. And you see here in upcoming footage of what that solution looks like. You can see in these inset images that the foundation has a step off to it, and that will allow for a natural stone veneer to be placed above grade. We're very fortunate to source that stone from the Lang Stone Company, owned by the Lang family. And ironically, the Lang family is the family that originally built the home, this home in 1913. Again, this residence resides in Columbus, Ohio, just south of downtown, in a historic community referred to as German Village. More concrete's been brought into the basement, as you can see, to help pour those forms connecting the new and the old foundation together. You can also see the support braces that have now been installed to help support the back of the house while we finish the support underneath the corners of the house. You can also see that the house originally had two doors on the second floor, and there was a balcony there. The house, upon completion of the renovation, will have a new balcony that will overlook Frank Fetch Park across the alley. You can see here, these are the concrete piers, the original foundation wall, as well as those new footers that were poured in episode 1. You can see this is the form being made to connect that old and new foundation walls together. See, there's a shot of how we're temporarily holding up the corner of the house there, directly below the corner. You can also see now the waterproofing being installed. Again, this is a layered system, and it involves kind of a tar-like substance that's black that's first applied to the concrete, and then a series of felt wraps that go over. And you can see how the guys kind of make this as almost like a sandwich, if you will. Again, this the process in using that, or the selection of that, was done by our building envelope engineer. Again, we chose that product because that product is not only compatible with the new concrete foundation, but also as we wrap around onto the original stone foundation wall. We'll also lie in some drain tile around the perimeter of this as well before the backfill comes into play. You can also see 2 inches of rigid foam being installed for an insulating barrier as well. We'll put insulation rigid foam on the inside of the basement foundation walls as well, prior to then building those out, furring out with 2x4 stud walls in that. This is another view from the barn, the small garage, affectionately referred to as the barn on the Urban Ranch, looking northward towards the addition and the foundation wall. You can also see the AEP truck that is still parked in the alley, and again, that's grasping onto that utility telephone pole there in the background of the image. The reason that was required is because we were digging such a deep hole in close proximity to that telephone pole. Certainly wanted to stabilize it and prevent it from potentially falling over. You can see that's kind of an inside shot of that new foundation wall. And then in a second here, we'll see the new concrete being poured as the junction between the concrete pier and the old foundation wall. You can see that there, as well as another angle of it on the north side of the structure there. Again, our waterproofing system went over both of those, and you can kind of see another angle here prior to the waterproofing system being installed.
Back.
Again, you can see with the concrete being poured there, that's not only for those new junctional piers, but also for additional footers to be placed in the basement of the house as we begin the process of structurally taking all of the load-bearing status of the home from that interior middle wall and transferring all the weight of the home onto the outside or exterior walls through a sequence of a total of 77 pieces of steel that will be brought into the home over the next few weeks here, and in future episodes we'll depict all of that work. You can see the guys here continuing to work at breathtaking speed on the work here. You can also see a 4-inch PVC pipe sticking up there in the lower right corner of the foundation wall. That's an access or clean out for the main sanitary drain to the home that runs down in that direction towards the alley where it dumps into the city sewer. And again, this is another shot, an angle of the waterproofing system being applied. That last layer of the waterproofing system, it's almost like a mesh network that is about a ½ inch thick. That goes on just before the rigid foam, and again acts as a membrane for any water to actually travel down to the drain tile that's resting below there. You can also see more excavating being done from the basement. Again, and we'll see in future videos that we actually dig the basement floor out, and the entire home, we dig down about another foot. The basement did have a concrete floor when Crystal and I purchased it back in 2010, but for a variety of reasons we're going to be digging that basement down to achieve ultimately a finished floor height of about 7'2". So that and more work is yet to come on UrbanRanch version 2.0. And again, I hope you're appreciating and enjoying these videos. This is the conclusion of episode 2.